Hello and welcome back to Jo-ttack on Titan. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And oh my god, another freaking Titan Sunday. I guess these are Titan Sundays
Titan
now.
Sunday or Titan Monday, not sure when they come out though.
Probably tonight. So Titan Sunday. So we are talking about episode 77 of the Attack on Titan anime, which is technically episode 18 of season 4. But it's also episode 2 of the final season, part 2.
Shut up.
What do we do here, Sam?
We talk about Attack on Titan because Jim has finished the series by reading it, and I have not seen anything. So I've been making bold predictions throughout the entirety of it.
So bold predictions. Of course, it goes without saying there'll be no manga spoilers.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. We're just here to experience the anime and see Sam's first take on it. It's very
and Jim
fun.
finally gets to see new stuff animated. So
It's true. Which a lot of big ones in this episode. There was a lot. There was so many moments that I was like really anticipating.
Yeah, I could really point out like, oh, this is like a big manga spread or manga panel. I could definitely tell they like wanted to get it right for.
Yeah, you there are certain ones that you can definitely tell.
But yeah, so
this is called a Sneak Attack, episode 77.
Yes. After we get our little, I guess, like the saving some money, re-showing what the end of the conversation that we had before.
Yeah. So they really do show like basically almost the entirety of that final conversation.
The prison conversation.
It leads into the next one. Something very strange happened today on Japanese Twitter.
Really?
And I really was expecting something else to happen. So on Japanese Twitter, hashtag Onyakapan was trending.
Interesting.
Because apparently there is a horse that won a very famous or very big Japanese horse race named Onyakapan. I was confused but that because I saw a tweet earlier today that was like, oh yeah, because he's in this episode and also the horse winning. He's barely in this episode though. Like
I can't wait for Umi Pretty Derby for the horse Onyakapan to appear in that anime now.
He's gonna race
in that
vodka.
mobile game. In that mobile game the only reason
the most coveted mobile game that I'll never get to play.
Yep.
Pretty Derby. What is it? Uma Musume?
Something like that.
Pretty Derby.
We watched that first season forever ago.
So just to talk about
that's so fascinating.
This whole scene.
Do you think they named is that like a big like actually like a figure in African culture, or is it just like?
I have to assume it's just an Attack on Titan character.
It could be.
I have to assume that the horse name is probably a reference to Attack on Titan.
I didn't really look up anything about like if his name actually is like a real thing, because a lot of the names in this show are kind of like.
Yeah, I mean like Ymir.
Yeah,
like,
or real names, or like actually mythological figures based off of.
Helos, whatever. Obviously, they're going for like a mythological connection there.
Yeah.
Which we actually do get, I think, a few references to the Helos thing again. But so yeah, ultimately, kind of jump back into it. We kind of get like a little bit more focus on Mikasa in this episode, and
yay.
That's why I think they show this scene again, is because we have this kind of big moment where it's like, oh, Mikasa, do you want to help Eren?
Yeah, the Mikasa conundrum.
She's like, sure, I guess, whatever.
I'm an Ackerman, though.
Yeah, I do get headaches sometimes.
I must be like brainwashed, because Eren's like got headaches, and that's true. Even though like how many people just get headaches because of nothing.
So yeah, Armin, kind of like the big thing here is Armin is saying like, guys, Eren's lying. Like, Eren was lying to Mikasa and I, even though Eren beat the shit out of Armin.
Yes.
Which is, I would say, hashtag not a good thing to do.
He beat the shit out of Armin in a room where they were alone, all alone together. Like, it wasn't like...
Yeah. Well, Gabby was there.
Gabby was there, but fuck those dumb kids that says everybody else, because they want to inflict as much mental trauma to everybody.
But so...
You telling me this Eren wouldn't punch a child if the opportunity came around?
I think he totally would.
If Gabby like tried to stab him or something, you think he wouldn't punch Gabby?
He probably would. He probably would punch Gabby. Armin also will regenerate because he has the Titan inside him. So
this Eren would beat the shit out of his kid self. Like 100%.
He probably would.
I guess the 100% would cement the heel turn if he hit Mikasa. I guess, but
yeah, he didn't actually hit Mikasa. He just hit her emotionally.
He hit her in the feels.
He hit her in the feels. But so she kind of like Armin's whole thing here is like Mikasa, like he's kind of manipulating us. Like
Armin's
the whole thing, like he says like he already knew that you get headaches. We both knew this for years. Like, it's not new info.
Basically the guy posting on YouTube, like, in defense of Aaron, like, literally, like...
Yeah, he's
reading his essay to everybody else.
It's interesting because he kind of is like, he definitely does think that he wants to support Aaron still, but he also is kind of playing it up for Yelena, which we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah,
but
because like but the thing is, they do need Aaron and Zeke to like. He has to use talk no jutsu to like literally like save everything and like I guess kind of like make a world better.
Yeah, they're kind of like at this point where they need this action to happen, but it's like very dangerous and scary.
They have to like get both of them, just torso and head, and like in like a room separate from each other to try to talk this out. But like it's just like literally like even they could just lie and say, "Oh yeah, we'll totally just do with this," and then just fucking go with their plan of like wiping out sex and just making everybody fair, like sterile.
Wiping out sex. That'd be funny if it didn't make them sterile.
It just kills your libido.
Yeah, the Eldians just don't want to fuck anymore.
Hey man, I don't know. Like it depends on the thought process.
The thought process
of these fucking like of these two guys. And as we've seen, Aaron doesn't know what sex is, and Zeke has shown zero interest in anything or anybody.
It's true.
Like these are the least horny men ever, and they have this plan to like make everybody sterile.
Despite being probably the two sexiest men alive, they are the least horny men in all of Eldia.
They got the whole Big Brother complex going now.
So we haven't even gotten to him yet, but we do get the big reveal that Zeke is here. Beast Titan is here. He's on top of the wall.
Yes, and does his game plan of throwing rock because all he knows how to do.
It's basically his whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does the epic throw, and
he saves Aaron from Reiner.
Yeah, he's basically just like supporting Aaron. So once Aaron sees him, he's like, "Big bro, I gotta touch you. We have to touch tips."
Yeah, essentially.
So he starts like slowly walking over to him.
Gets bitch slapped in jobs.
Oh, okay, we didn't talk about one moment. So okay, first he shows up, and then Beast starts throwing the rocks at the blimps, so it destroys all the blimps. We end up getting the epic moment. We actually don't see the iconic shot.
There's a lot of skipping around.
Yeah,
but basically the Beast Titan stuff around. Yeah, with him destroying the blimps, him basically saving Aaron, and then Aaron.
But before he shows up, there's this kind of like moment where Aaron is really like losing to Reiner. There's a part where it seems like he's about to get eaten. Like Reiner.
Yeah, Reiner goes for the bite.
Yeah, Reiner's like going for the bite, and then. What's his face also? Porco jumps in and Aaron fucks him up. Like he just like he bitch slaps him so hard that he like puts him out of commission for a few minutes.
Porco's not Ymir. Fuck you.
It's true. I want to say like I've been thinking about it a lot lately. So we've always talked about how like Ymir didn't really like emphasize the jaw part of the jaw titan.
It was more the teeth, like the sharp teeth instead of like an actual jaw where it shows more on a. Which
apparently that in itself, not to go on another tangent, but apparently that in itself was kind of retconned in the anime. Like apparently the first time that they showed that Titan, she doesn't have the pointy teeth, but then like later when they show it in flashbacks, they gave her the pointy teeth.
Which is weird because in season 1, Aaron just casually just bites Annie like out.
He does,
and it's just like I feel like a thing that like he could have done to any Titan he was fighting. I feel like he has, or at least like. Bit arms or something of like casual Titan when he was just beating him up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It's interesting that that old Titan that does feel the one that would be retcon.
But the reason why I brought it up was I actually I kind of feel like better about it because Ymir's whole thing when she was in a Titan form was like she was super agile and she was jumping around jumping from tree to tree.
She like supposed to excel in like close quarter, like kind of what Porco he can jump on the buildings and everything.
Yeah, I think like there's totally a through line between like the Titan's ability.
You're like a monkey where you're just like swinging through trees like nonstop.
Like we haven't seen too many Titans that have had different users, so we can't really compare too often. But like with this case, I think it is like totally fine. Like Porco, it feels exactly like what Ymir had been doing as a Titan. So it's just the whole thing about like it being called Jaw and having like the huge he goes more for the bites where Ymir had fun stuff like when she jumped on the castle and would like throw in like the bricks out, and that was like really fun. Yeah, that part's awesome.
And just kind of being as a user way to like, okay, we'll use me for transportation, like grab my hair.
I love that part so much. But okay, so kind of going back into it, we've already talked about like a lot of the Aaron Reiner stuff. He basically Aaron like fucks Reiner up again. Like
Reiner jobs like usual.
He does that awesome thing where he shoves his like hardened hand into Reiner's mouth.
The two biggest jobbers of the Titans. Even though I don't count Warhammer because Warhammer was like shown once and lost. That's just a squash.
Yeah,
the squash match, if we call in wrestling. It was just a fucking one-sided beatdown essentially.
But we kind of cut away, and we actually got a lot of time with Gabby, Falco, and Colt here.
Yeah, so it's nice to see Colt. Me and Jim talk about it a lot. Like where Colt is like, he has the roughest out of like all the candidates, or like the apprentice candidates, I guess you call them.
Yeah, the warrior candidates.
He's not really a candidate. He's like literally the next in line. Like that.
He's the chosen successor. Yeah.
But like we never. We talked about before, where like we don't see like, Zeke interact with anybody at all.
Yeah, the only time... So we've seen Zeke, like, talk to a few of the Titan candidates. He talked to Bertolt and Reiner a few times in, like, flashbacks. But he only really has that one scene with Margrath where he talks about, like, having this, like, mysterious nature and this mysterious power. And
even when he talked to Bertolt and Reiner, he was a dick to them.
Yeah, he was an asshole.
So, like, he's not, like he doesn't really... I mean, getting the apprenticeship, like, especially when we saw in the flashback, he has no relationship like he had with the guy who he took it from. And, like... And it's just like, oh, man, fuck this guy. But yeah, we see Colt's still with Niall.
Yes,
and
so they're
the
like
one good
in
military
jail.
Police guy. And yeah, Gab, and yeah, basically I was worried about it. I had thought like, man, hopefully they do with Gabby, but they different what they did with Mikasa, where like she had her character like moment, and like they drop and just had it fall completely by dropping it. Or like, man, I hope Gabby doesn't lose her all this like learn lesson stuff right when she meets up with everybody she was friends with before, and I'm glad they didn't, because she actually the biggest character they are like, wow, she didn't want to go for murder. Good job.
The fact that she was so quick to dismiss murder is a huge character growth.
The thing is, I shit on Gabby. I just how I feel about kid characters, but like I'm not gonna deny she's a good character.
Fuck yes,
Gabby gang. I just don't like I hate children like that.
I love Gabby. I think Gabby is a fascinating character.
Yeah.
Best girl,
I can shit on a character, but like if they still get good development and you actually grow, I can appreciate that.
Gabby certainly is designed to be like super controversial, like a huge punching bag character, if you will.
Literal.
The part when she shot Sasha, like all the guys literally just start like destroying her face with their fists. It's like hilarious, kind of, but it's horrible. I think
the one give like Happy Titan Sunday, just her getting punched in the face.
But so we didn't mention this, but like so Falco and Niall have a few moments, and like it's really sad because Niall is a character who is like one of those people who, even though he's part of the MP and the MP have always been the bad guys, he's like a good guy.
He's like what what Pixis is for the garrison is what Niall is here. He's like the leader, but he's like one of the good leaders that like was a part of the whole military coup on that side. Where once he saw the true color, he kind of like went on Erwin's side, and he was the one guy Erwin trusted.
He's an extremely humanized character. Like he has connections to his family. That was the thing that Reiner used, or not Reiner, what's his face? That Erwin used before was like, oh well, he has family in like a vulnerable Titan or vulnerable area. So if that second wall went down,
his family would have been screwed by the 1%.
And so in this we get a callback too, where he's talking to Falco, and he's like talking about his 3 daughters, and like
they might be dead right now because with how everything's going on out there. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
but then
and then
so
they all get let out.
And we have Chekhov's gun with Gabby. We have Chekhov's anti-Titan rifle.
That's true. So yeah, when Gabby meets up with Colt, we do see the Chekhov's anti-Titan rifle.
I guess I have the impression of who this rifle will be used on.
Yes.
Gabby will use it on Zeke.
All right.
I think that's gonna be like, because I think her hate boner for Zeke is greater than Aaron's right now, because he's a betrayer and she kind of hates that word right now. It's like she was like very in part 1 she was very fixated on getting to Zeke because she wanted to know why he betrayed them, because she was so personally attacked by that. Just like they have Zeke, like Aaron gets so close and his head just explodes because it's fucking sniped. Like
I mean, it's a fucking like anti-Titan gun, so it would ruin a human.
They said it has no as long as like you have a clear shot, it will like hit the user. But as long as you didn't shift his consciousness away. We're good.
into his belly button.
Because we see with Reiner, he can just be a fucking brain and then splatter brain and regenerate.
I kind of want to talk about the shift your consciousness thing because like it just sucks that happened. Like I know why they did it, but like it ruins discussion of like Titan shifters afterwards.
Yeah, and especially like now I feel like the Titan regeneration is like slower, right, in Titan form, where like
except for Reiner. Reiner's is so fucking fast in this arc.
Which I
guess it's just because he's so mad,
and because he just jobs so much, they kind of give him something.
It's an ability that he's gained from jobbing so much. He has quicker regeneration.
He has to have like a benefit. But like, yeah, it just I laughed at it when it was first introduced, and I laugh at it now.
But so we have this kind of other. So we're jumping around all over.
We're going to.
We have this other kind of subplot. So the reason why is because Anyakapan let everybody out, so they were able to. I think Connie's the one that even like grabs it was the kid that beat up Shadis.
Yeah,
the one Jaeger's recruit.
Yeah, the recruit that they basically flocked code. Yeah, beat up Keith.
Yeah,
and yeah, but they threatened them, like Jean and Connie basically get them out.
Yeah, they're basically like, you're really gonna try and stop us from like serving Lord Eren Jaeger. So then they basically just let all the troops out because they know the situation's fucked. Yeah. Like, so they need to like let even the people who have like drank the wine and are dissidents, I guess.
It's all hands on deck.
Yeah.
But they also like, as we learn, they let out like the fucking Mikasa's fangirl.
Yes. Okay, I forget her name.
And we get Pixis back, which I love. See Pixis.
Yeah, Pixis has a really funny line too about how like it doesn't matter if you supported us or if you're one of the wine chuggers, and I was like, the wine chugger line is funny. It felt very like Pixis, like that line.
He's great.
He also looks better in this. He looked really like emaciated and weird in the first half of season.
I'm glad
the final season.
I still laugh when the fucking Zach became like a fucking exploded corpse from a terrorist.
Everyone's just fucking exploding.
But yeah, and basically it's all hands on deck. Everybody's out of jail. Everybody's gearing up.
Oh, so yeah, there's the big moment. So Mikasa's with her fangirl that she put in jail like a few episodes ago.
Yes. And
she sees her taking. Well, she first off the fangirl. I forget her name. It's unimportant. She's like, Mikasa, I'm so happy I get to fight side by side with you.
And Mikasa had like, I just go away. Like, look, like I fucking hate you.
And then she's like, Mikasa, why are you taking off your scarf? Isn't that your iconic thing? Isn't that
your character trait?
And she's like, I'm putting it away for now. Like, oh, Mikasa.
I'm like, this fucking fangirl's going to take this scarf and wear it for herself and die tragically, and then Mikasa's gonna take her scarf, the scarf, and put it on.
Mikasa's fine. Mikasa looked back and she's like, "Oh yeah, episode 4 when I had that one character moment. You know what? I'm gonna resume my character arc from 70 episodes ago." So here we go. We're getting in it with Mikasa now.
So yeah, everybody's equipping stuff. They have thunder spears and the gun grappling hooks essentially.
Yeah, we have that iconic shot that was actually kind of awkward of them like going up the stairs.
Yeah, the CG stairs and.
Oh no, I'm talking about. So there's a part when they're running up the stairs that looked a little weird, but then there's the other part where they were like walking up the stairs toward the camera, and it kept cutting to like each person's face, but it just was like, I don't know, the shot didn't work for me.
The running animation has, I guess, not Titan related. It's gonna be maybe rough, I guess.
Yeah, I want to talk about like the overall like animation and look of it afterwards, but let's get through the summer first.
Yeah, but the other time I was like, man, that could that be a way they bust out Annie with the thunder spear? I feel like they would have tried that by now, though. Like, of like exploding with thunder, even though that's been the way to like literally beat the armored Titan, which is like my favorite part of that was like the way they did fucking destroy the armored
Mikasa throws a thunder spear down his throat.
Mikasa exists to get epic one-liners on the shifters.
It's true, she really does.
Because like playing through AUT, like wow, I forgot she literally is the ones that like gets like epic one-liner hits on them, even though she like doesn't deserve them.
It's funny too with the Annie one because
at least the Reiner one was like a group effort. But
yeah, I would say that I'll give her that one.
The Reiner one is the best one. But yeah, the Annie one is like not deserved.
The Annie one was totally Eren's fight. Like she was just kind of cleaning up like what Eren couldn't get to.
She did the Johnny Cage beating Goro. Like this is the part where you fall down.
Yeah. So cutting back to the episode, so we have everyone being let out of jail.
Yeah, we got.
So we have Falco and Niall looks over and actually sees Gabby, I think, or Colt turn the corner.
He sees Falco see him. He like, what's that? And then
Yes,
Falco,
that's right.
Falco goes honest. He goes, "Oh, my big brother's here." Like, oh, and he's like, "Hey, corrupted military police, I'm gonna go tie this child at a house." I'm like, "Oh yeah, great, go do that. We'll be right here." And he just gives them back, and I love that.
Which, yeah, this is a great,
and Gabby's
great
like,
moment.
"No, don't shoot him."
Yeah, Gabby in particular says, "Hey, put the gun down."
Wow.
And
I give a round of applause to Gabby for not dropping her character. You love to see a good character arc on a female character for a change.
so he hands him over, and he literally says, like, "This is no place for a kid. Please leave. Like, please get Falco
home.
out of here.
Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah. And it's true. He's right. This is no place for a kid. It's fucked up. And then there's a part where I think Falco's like, "Gabby, like, why didn't you want to kill that guy? Why do you trust the enemy now?" And then
I had a whole character arc. You wouldn't believe.
Yeah,
you wouldn't believe what happened in the restaurant.
It cuts over, like, the scene kind of resumes a little bit later when they're like hiding. They're hiding in like a building. But Gabby has a whole moment where she's like,
conveniently, the Sasha's family just walks by the house they're hiding.
Well, I think she says this before because that's kind of like a bad moment for her. This is like, I think we joked, this is like Gabby's the worst day of her life.
It is
like,
the worst day of her life.
It just keeps getting worse and
mental
worse.
and physical abuse happen in strides.
but she has this moment where she's like,
Gabby and the worst
I believe that there were devils here, and like there are no devils here. Like, we were deceived. She's now finally seeing like she understands what Reiner said when Reiner has that great moment where he's telling his family back home.
When he's
like,
having about like the stories he had in the training group, essentially.
Yeah, and his mom looks at him horrified,
when he was a soldier and not a warrior.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And this night, but like, we gotta see where. Hopefully, I gotta see how they're gonna interact with everybody. Cause I'm so thinking that like the group are gonna like, since everybody's fucking dying. It's like, I mean, the shifters have to team up with like our group, I guess, because because this is more predictions for me. But I kind of want to wait till we're done with the episode to kind of go into my.
Yeah, there's really not too much. We already talked about, so that's kind of so the last part of this scene is Sasha's family walks by.
Yeah.
And we kind of get little bits and pieces where they're like, "Oh, where are Ben and Mia? Like, we need to find our friends."
Everybody but the one girl, like, man, I hope the two kids are okay after all that trauma and attempted murder that almost happened.
And then I forget her name. I should have looked it up, but the girl like who Sasha had saved, the blonde girl.
The mortal enemy that she created.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, that bitch. Like, oh, the fucking asshole."
Attack on Titan, Kill Bill. Kill Gabby.
Yeah. And then Gabby has this horrifying moment where she's like crying because she realizes like what she's done. Like this is the moment where it really sinks in for her.
Like we said, she ruined this girl's life of ever making another friend ever.
It's true.
She thinks they are the devils.
And then we have a great moment here where Falco literally confesses his love to Gabby.
Falco is a good boy.
Falco literally says, "I love you."
But now she putting her under the romance like head fuck, or so now she's under more like love stress now.
So it is.
It's 9 or 10-year-old like love stress.
It's really sad that he. It's a very sad situation. So
yeah, because she's like, "Why are you telling me this now?" Like, "Oh, I drank the Titan juice. I'm basically going to if I don't tell you this now, I could just turn to a Titan. You'll never know. I kind of want to get it off my chest in case it happens."
And Colt's reaction to this is really fucked too, because he's like, "Shit, like my brother's going to die." Like that's basically like the realization. And he's like, not only is my brother going to die, but he's accepted it. Like I haven't even begun to process this emotion yet.
I'm gonna have to feed the Beast Titan to my brother or something. Or feed my Titan brother to someone.
But. This is a really good like Falco moment, and like he even says like, "I didn't want to become armored. Like the only reason I did this was because I love you, Gabby. Like I want to protect you from this horrible life." And she's like, as you said, head is destroyed.
She has a lot on her brain today.
Gabby cannot process. Like
she probably does have some brain trauma, some head trauma today. So
definitely, both kind of like physical and also like emotional. Gabby's trying to go for like the like a triple crown and like the triple crown and trauma. She wants the emotional, the physical, and mental.
She already has physical down. Mental has definitely happened.
Emotional's getting there. Like, Falco's starting to do emotional.
It's like the mob psycho percentages. It's going up.
Also, we do have this other thing where Falco feels like regret about helping Eren. He didn't realize that he was sending letters for Eren, but he like owns up to it.
The shitty thing Eren did was literally use a child, and especially a child close to Reiner.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of fucked.
I just want to flashback. So we have all these scenes where characters are talking about, like, yeah, we have to help Eren. Like, Eren was lying to us. Remember earlier when Mikasa first saved Eren after he like did the terrorist attack? And she's like, Eren, you've killed children. Eren, you killed civilians. We can't forget about this. We cannot forget that Eren literally murdered children, like, cognizantly. Like, he made this choice to kill these children.
Well, that propaganda. Well, those children were devils. They were obviously going to put more spinal fluid to turn us more into Titans.
Those children were going to destroy Paradise Island.
They put spinal fluid in the water to turn the freaking frogs into Titans.
I do believe you made that joke already, but I'll let it pass. I know we did,
but it just conspiracy. This world had the conspiracy theories be the perfect for the Jaegerists.
Yeah, it was like a little thing. But so, okay, there's a few things we haven't talked about.
We actually see multiple children that die because of Armin also like nuked children.
It's true. Armin did also nuke. So all of our characters are war criminals. Mikasa might be the only one that isn't.
But she's
an accessory to war crimes, though.
Accessory to war crimes.
But she has not committed any firsthand. I'm sure that doesn't absolve you. But I could say if we were trying to argue for her case, she'd probably be the easiest one to get out.
She has committed many murders.
It's true. Mikasa has committed many. Mikasa was like very good at killing people in season 3. Like she killed a lot of guys.
She killed a lot of fucking.
But they all did though.
And how many attacks did she do on like Bertolt and Reiner that triggered them to turn into Titans right away from just their like creation?
That's true. Well, remember that one moment where she was like, she could have killed both of them, but she's like, why did I hold back? Like, do I still love these guys?
She literally like slit Bertolt's throat, and like, why did I hold back? You slit his throat.
How much more slicing of the throat could you?
I should have cut deeper. You know, you probably would have transformed because he constantly shifted into his brain,
into his eyelashes or something.
His eyelashes.
All right, so there's actually
and let's just say she would commit a war crime if Eren asked. 100%. She would commit a war crime.
100%, totally 100% would commit a war crime. We need to make like a scale, like where it's like character like willingness to commit war crime.
Of, like who is likely to commit a war crime, like who has committed a war crime. Would if told to.
Would if told. I feel like Connie's probably the one that probably wouldn't do it. I think Connie's the only character.
If the war crime involved killing the Beast Titan, I think he would.
Yeah, that one line that he had in season 3.
Sasha would for food.
Yeah.
Sasha would
definitely.
Sasha would.
She probably has done for food.
I mean, she did snipe a lot of fucking people.
It's true. All right.
She killed those guards that Gabby liked.
It's true. Which isn't like. I mean, that isn't a war crime, but it's like a. It makes us feel bad.
I don't think Jean would.
Jean probably wouldn't. Jean
like thinks about these things about like.
Well, remember? Well, Jean attempted to kill. He attempted to kill Falco with a rocket launcher. So maybe I guess that counts, right?
He had to think about. Yeah, he still had more thought in his head of thinking about this stuff, and like and every decision was it because he hesitated?
Yeah, there was a moment where he tries to get off of it, but like, oh wait, did I choose to hesitate?
Remember when because he hesitated, Armin shot that lady.
It's true. All right,
okay, we're talking a lot about war crimes.
We need to get back into and like
the boys talk about war crimes.
Hopefully, many more war crimes to come.
Explain what character would likely commit a war crime in the comments.
Yeah, which character do you think would be most likely to commit a war crime? Past, present, or future?
Well, speaking of people that had committed war crimes, we got to the part with Yelena.
Oh shit! Oh, we have so much. There's so much.
That's like the last. About. It's like the last.
We haven't talked about Pieck at all.
Well, yeah, those are the last two bits. With like the
we'll finish off with Pieck.
Yeah, of course we would.
But so yeah, Yelena has these like delusions of grandeur moments where she thinks she's like God. She's literally Jesus Christ pose. Like
she's literally having this is her big cum moment.
She's having her big cum, like her big Annie cum.
It's literally like that. Like literally the villain having like their big epic moment of like everything going according to plan. Like, this is how I fucking win.
Yeah, she does so first her big pose is like that one where she has like her arms spread out when all the blimps are falling. Yeah.
I'm like...
That's like a very iconic pose.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is obviously a spread.
Which, okay, I want to talk about this moment in particular. we haven't really talked about like animation or like any of that yet, but this moment felt so weird because there was no music.
Yeah.
And it cut to it really quickly. Like there wasn't any build up.
It should have had like that opera, that very like vocal like going.
You'd expect there to be like vocal cord, like even like they do play. I think it's like Zeke's main theme once. That is like probably the biggest like emotional peak in this moment. You smirked when I said the word peak.
Thinking of her.
But yeah, that moment felt really weird to me. Like I really thought that would have been like a home run moment, and it felt kind of strange.
Yeah, this woman that has committed war crimes.
Extreme war crimes, one might say. Once the series is over, we should do rankings of who has committed the most war crimes.
Someone in the comments can probably count the war crimes committed by character.
I'm sure that this has probably been already discussed
Probably.
extensively by the Attack on Titan fan base. But so, yeah, and we just have this other moment too where our squad finally meets up with Yelena, and they kind of talk about like, oh, Eren is going to try and touch tips with Zeke, and then they're like, Armin turns around, he's like, guys, it's cool, we'll let it happen. And then Yelena gives him like the most horrific look ever. She's like
very similar to when Mikasa did the death stare to Bertolt hiding in Reiner.
Yes, it almost felt like a Dr. Stone face, and like how weird and scrunched up it was,
or like one of those like Courage or SpongeBob things where it's just this weirdly like fucking detailed like zoom into their faces. It could have
that's like an old Ren and Stimpy thing where they do like the extreme close up. But it's hilarious because her face just melts away, and she's like, "Ah, yes, you guys are truly supporting our squad. Thank you."
I was like, Jean could just push her down there and just be like, we were all thinking it, guys.
It would probably kill her too. Well, she is super tall, so she might just be able to like land.
She land next to a bottle of spinal fluid and just like lick it and transform.
Titan Yelena.
I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, and then that's basically them go off towards Eren / Zeke, I guess. They're heading towards the fight.
So they want it, and they want it to happen. That's like their thing, right? Like
I think they want to talk to them before it happened to try to like, because the only way to save the world is to have them basically talk them into saving the world.
Yeah, they kind of acknowledge it as like an inevitability. Like these characters are going to meet. Like as you can see, like what's his face? Reiner and Porco try so hard, but Zeke is just so fucking good at baseball that he just keeps hitting them with rocks.
As we learn, Zeke beat Reiner in a 1-on-1, like full power each of them.
Yeah. Zeke is just he's stronger than the other two. He also the baseball strat is like OP. He has such good aim.
Rocks are too strong.
He has incredible aim. But so that's kind of it kind of like that, at least that bit ends there. And then we have a whole like side plot of Pieck this episode.
Yeah, because they're trying to like get a shot now on Zeke.
Yeah.
And Zeke's throwing rocks at them. So Pieck has to dodge while Fuckboy comes in his squad.
Yeah, Flockboy.
Yeah, Fuckboy comes in, tries to attack her, and she's lucky she's too agile.
Yeah, and so they have this really clever strat where like she pretends to die.
And they're like, yeah, we did. I'm like, you guys are really that fucking stupid.
Flock is like, all right, which one of you guys did it? And they're like, I thought you got it. And then they immediately get their heads shot.
Like, Flock should understand. Like, he was like there, like when during the whole like siege. I was like, you would probably know like, when a shifter is like basically like done for and like what they can survive, or heard stories of what they can survive with. Yeah. But I was like, oh, the cannon's still in the back. You guys haven't even checked to see if the guys on the cannon are still alive. But yeah, they get an epic shot on Zeke because she's hides under her skeleton. I love them using her skeleton as cover though. It's really
cool. Clever, and it's really fun too seeing her like out of the Titan form, like under it, like she's also taking cover.
Yeah, and then Jake got that fucking snipe on Zeke, which the hole they shot with Zeke, I swear they kept switching on like how big the hole is on Zeke.
At first it looked like almost his whole neck was destroyed, and then we cut inside to the cockpit and we see Zeke's like, it looks like his arm or something is shot off, but then like see it, it's B-sighting again, and the hole doesn't look nearly that big. It's just supposed to be like a debilitating hit.
Yeah, but your whole thing was like, did he ever get clothes on? I don't know.
I was obsessed to find out if Zeke had pants or not.
But yeah, like you didn't shoot. Like, so now I'm worried about like he can still yell, make Titans like up on the people that can hear him. Like just all. I feel like that also would just call the threat to them.
Oh, so we also, like, in the Gabby, the Gabby Colt and Falco thing, they're like, oh shit, we need to get to Zeke first and tell him that Falco has drank the fluid, and maybe that'll stop him from doing it.
I
Which
mean,
you immediately were just like, eh.
Yeah, like, he has shown like no relationship with these kids or Colt. Like he's not gonna care.
Yeah, it's kind of a big Hail Mary to use a sports reference to expect that Zeke would
Very impressed.
to expect that Zeke would stop his master plan just for Falco, but
Falco or Colt.
And then so the episode kind of ends with like Zeke falls off the thing, and
Aaron's still walking.
Yeah,
like end of Tokyo Ghoul season 2, where you're just walking for an hour for the entire episode. That's literally...
Or that one episode of Hunter x Hunter where it's literally just Killua running down one hallway in slow motion, deciding whether he wants to go down a different hallway.
I can forgive that because that's a Chimera Ant arc, but...
It's a really good episode. It's a great one, in fact.
It's great. But...
It's just funny to mention it. Like, oh yeah, there's a whole episode where Killua's thinking about if he wants to run down a hallway.
There's multiple episodes about, like, a 1 second, like, frame of time.
It's true.
So, but yeah, that's basically the end. So I'm just thinking of, like, I feel like these groups are gonna like kind of converge at one point. Like I guess
so they're all kind of heading. Like so, we know the Gabby group is going towards Zeke. We know the Aaron's like whatever our main characters like Armin and everyone are trying to get to Aaron. So like yeah, we're all kind of heading to the same spot.
I feel like it's like there's some that like Pieck or Porco, maybe Reiner, like actually just maybe like you link back up with their group because like I feel like there's still some stuff like there that we can see or whatever happens to Aaron and what's it called, Zeke, his big bro. But and like, cause I just been thinking, I'm like, there's a lot of stuff they can do because with like, especially like Porco. I'm like, I keep going back, like man, Historia could just show up and like I feel like because he shat on Ymir when he talked about the memory stuff, but like if he met Historia, he could probably like trigger like something in his head and be like, why am I like feeling really turned on right now? This is really weird because Ymir libido, it's like going crazy.
The lesbian power.
But Porco can also just be the one. He's most likely the job out of the fucking like beast, all the shifter group. It seems.
You think so?
Just so Aaron can get some special teeth, I guess.
Aaron shrinks down.
I don't know, cause like, I feel like what would happen if he ate like all of it? Aaron would get like better teeth, I guess. Like if he ate Pieck, I guess he could just go in all four limbs and get around faster. I guess
that, or like maybe his endurance would just be,
or he's gonna snout.
Because they refer to like the what's it called? The Cart Titan as just having like incredible endurance. Like the user can stay in for like months at a time.
I guess so. Yeah.
So that would be like a super powerful thing for Aaron.
Zeke, I guess he just get a little bit of hair.
He gets a hairy chest.
Yeah.
I think I've made that joke before too.
And the Colossal Titan, he just more steam, I guess.
He just gets really big.
Annie, he grows boobs. I don't know.
He can control it though.
Sure, because like he has the hardening power already, so it doesn't really get anything from the. I don't think it's that minor Titan control that Annie had that one time.
That's right. Annie could. She had like a Titan scream too.
That made him eat her instead.
Yes. Which sounds like a terrible power.
Yeah, it does. I don't know how she really escaped for that. Without even with the maneuver gear, I feel like that's still not a safe way. Cause
she just got out.
It takes a little bit to get out of the nape.
It does. I would say you're probably quite vulnerable while doing it as well.
I'd say so, but like I feel like maybe everybody, because this whole town is fucked, and like the OP is like definitely teasing it. Like the whole rumbling happened, obviously, like, and then if it's gonna fuck up like not only the city's already fucked. The city, so all the blimps are crashing down, like, there's fires everywhere. We haven't seen like, any civilian perspectives, really, other than just, like, our crew, like, in the city. Yeah, and, like, the people that were let out of the prison, like, the Sasha family. Yeah. So... And just, like... Yeah. But I feel like there's so much potential with, like, all the groups. Did they say in the pack, besides Historia's, like, at a farm, did they say, is she, like, in this wall area? Is she, like, or is she, like, at the farm, like, where she, like, grew up at? If it was that farm where she grew up in, it would have been at least in the second wall. So they didn't specifically say where she is, because kind of top secret, I'm guessing. Yeah, it would have been, I can't remember the wall names, but it would have been in the second one, because she didn't need to evacuate when the wall got broken down. Yeah, because Porco is, like, easily, he can job, or he can have the moment with, like, Ymir's memory, and maybe just have a good moment whenever, if his story even comes back this season, or at all. Mm-hmm. But, and I'm trying to think, like, it's still saying, like, the commander guy is obviously ready to die. Commander Margath. Yeah, especially like him and Niall, like the way they give trauma to Gabby and Falco even more. Zeke can still yell at any point. We still have that to worry about. It's like that is like a real Chekhov's gun. Like
It was set up like last
Or
season.
while he's yelling, fucking Gabby blows his head off with an anti-material rifle. Like, I don't like. There's so much that can happen. I don't know where it could. I don't know like what our group plans to do. I just love how Armin's literal like cannot shift into a Titan without literally killing
everyone.
So just like
killing millions.
He can literally probably wipe out the entire like the wall.
Probably.
If he like expanded more.
All right, so
I'm trying to think of anything else. I don't think so.
Yeah, because we kind of this covers like all the main characters. You said so. You're talking about like the characters all meeting up. Like I think the most interesting ones are like
especially with Reiner and Porco basically being like beat essentially right now, and I feel like Reiner hasn't really interacted with anybody from our group since he like, even in the terror attack he only fought Eren, and he was KO'd for 90% of that attack on the city.
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like he could still have a moment with them, and like especially he's still fighting his psyche about like the soldier versus warrior thing, and like he has a lot of like in that suicide attempt he basically had with Eren, and just like fucking kill me please.
Yeah. And
like almost staying like not regenerating. Cause remember he was in the little hand wall. He was like, I don't want to regenerate. I just want to fucking die. Let me fucking die here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like that leading up to something, because something's gonna happen with like everything being fucked. I feel like that. I still can't believe it's taking this long to get to Annie. Really,
it's crazy. Doesn't it feel crazy? We saw her in the OP. We know she's gonna come back, right?
The Copium, like it's like Historia, like Copium. You just Historia and Annie are just having tea on the farm, just like just her one friend she's pretending to.
All right, I do want to say this is a long one.
I say, unless you have any other things that I'm missing.
As far as predictions, no, I think you pretty much covered everything that I could think of. I just wanted to talk a bit about the production of this episode. I would say it's a pretty stark decline in quality from last one, which I did expect.
Like we said, I was talking about. I was kind of surprised like the Beast Titan was 100% CGI. Like there's stuff. There was definitely some really well drawn.
I think he was more drawn. Yeah. There was like a lot of really great shots. It wasn't
season 3 Beast Titan like CG.
No. Well, wait, no. There was no CG. It was all.
I meant the
like quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where like he was like within the final season part 1 or with the season 3 where he was like mostly CG for like
that was final season part 1.
Okay,
yeah. The part when he fought Levi in the forest, that was like probably the roughest I think that looked.
Yeah.
So
like, he was doing more stuff he was more active other than just doing what he does if it's throw rocks.
And it's kind of like, I would say the best looking one is probably the Armor Titan, and the worst is probably Beast.
I love the way the Armor Titan looks in this.
And I think it makes a lot of sense because like the Armor Titan is a character that doesn't really express, where the Beast Titan's whole thing is that he's very expressive and talks a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't express, but somehow Reiner never keeps up his mouth shield. He doesn't want to wear his mask. Anti-masker Reiner. I think his jaw fucking ripped.
But yeah, I mean, I think there was just like the overall like Zeke looked pretty good even when he was CG. Like I think they improved that model as well.
Pieck looking good.
I'm really curious. Like Pieck, I think we've seen a few shots of Pieck as CG. I'm not sure.
I think when she's doing like the fat like maneuver, like dodging stuff, she's like.
I need to like look back and.
I'm pretty sure when she was like jumped into when she met up with like to get her gun strapped to her back, that like.
Yeah. I'm still like it was almost like
Porco's
a bad
like
decision.
CG.
Yeah, Porco's all CG, which that one looks really good too. But it was such a bad decision to make last episode look so good because in this one I was like, there's just like there isn't nearly as much like attention to detail.
Episode
and, like,
1 big budget blowout.
Yeah, which honestly I want to watch that episode again. I was so amazed by it. I was on Sakaguboru just looking at like all of the scenes. Like someone clipped the part where Pieck pulls I don't know if Pieck does it. Someone pulls like the big cloth off the tarp of the Pieck's
I'm pretty
gun.
sure Pieck just like with her mouth just like rips it, like just takes it off.
It looked fucking incredible. It looked so good, but yeah. So I just want to say that, and like the music choices, I thought like I watched there's big YouTuber Alexander who does a lot of Attack on Titan videos. He's really into the hype right now. I was watching he did like kind of a little like stream where he was talking about the new episode. Or like the first episode of the new season, and I was like kind of like thinking about things I normally don't think about because he's really attentive and like was talking about music choices a lot, and like it got me to think about music. And then there was like some really glaring omissions of music in this one.
I did agree. I noticed that as well. I feel like this is like a big moment where they have like some kind of like opera or classical music kind of thing playing in the background.
There's always like these big like operatic, and in the Attack on Titan soundtrack, they always have these really big operatic singing voices that are like dominating the Titan scenes.
Yeah.
And that one scene was like the Elena scene being so silent is so weird to me. I really am so confused by this.
Yeah.
It took so much punch out of that scene away.
Yeah. I agree. That was the really, because I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff, but that one was like really noticeable. That is maybe just being nitpicky, but
yeah, this is way more nitpicky. Like this was still a pretty good episode.
Oh yeah.
I was like so cock teased because the next episode is going to be like absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And I was the whole time I was watching this like, fuck, I know that we're not going to get to like the real insane stuff yet. We got to wait a little bit.
I know we get to that weird. We get to less fighting and more like the lore stuff. Like we got like the fight during the. I said the Final Season Part 1 was all the lore stuff, and then you got to like the actual like attack on the city, which was like the best stuff.
Yeah.
Or not even just as good stuff, because a lot of the dialogue stuff was really good in that final one. But like we saw like the weird stuff with the war in the beginning, and then there was like, all character stuff, and then the battle, which was awesome to see. I love seeing the battle from like the ground perspective.
Yeah.
Which is why I like this fight a lot, from like the people in the streets. It's really interesting.
It's really cool just to see like a lot of the streets, and like it feels like such a different environment because we're so used to seeing like the rooftops of Shiganshina, and it's cool to see like all the scenes where Gabby and everyone are running around. It feels like a real city. Like I really like the detail.
Yeah, so my favorite stuff was like just like learning about. That's why I love the Annie OVAs, because it was just like learning the city.
Yeah, just great world building, a fun procedural. I will never not stop talking how great that was.
In like a street level comics and street level heroes, it was like that, where like you're not having this big world ending stuff going on right now, or city ending stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, man, one day Annie will show up.
One day.
It'll be a million thousand years.
Really interested to see, because like the other Titans have been around, like in
Female
a lot
Titan
of scenes.
has not been seen since season 1.
So yeah,
even in the I think the flashbacks involving like Sasquatch, she doesn't transform. She gets literally jobbed out before the attack on the walls, which is the funniest thing.
It is really funny.
She was knocked out before she committed the war crime there.
But she had gone on to commit many more war crimes later.
She went on later to commit more other war crimes.
But I'm really curious because like the other Titans we've seen a lot of, like it makes sense to have CG models for all of them. But I'm curious if like
what they'll do with her.
Yeah, if they have one for Annie.
Because even
for female,
the OP all they had was like her like just like kind of just moving her head a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm really interested to see.
Yeah, because we didn't see. We haven't seen Colossal in this season either, though, right?
No, not really. We only saw I think the only time we saw Colossal last season
was during the attack when he nuked it in the water,
and it was drawn. They definitely, you can tell that was drawn.
Handsome
it was not
Squidward.
CG.
I mean, because it's all we haven't seen. It's all the Titans, right? That we had seen this.
Yeah, this season has all the Titans in it.
Yeah, because all we saw the Warhammer and the OP, but that's still like a shot from the fight from the first part.
Yeah.
Interesting. One day she'll break it out. Her and her story will come back, right? On that on the Hopium.
They're gonna have tea together. Okay, this one went so fucking long for some reason. It was funny because last episode I loved way more.
We went on a war crime tangent.
We did go on a war crime tangent.
I would love to talk more about war crimes.
I really loved last week's episode more, but this one I guess we just had a lot more to talk about.
When we do we'll have a bro attack on Titan. We'll just talk about war crimes.
Yeah, we should do more tier lists. That was really fun doing those tier lists.
Yeah, that would definitely be down. But other than that, should we just wrap it up unless you have anything else to talk about?
No, I guess that's really it. What are you gonna plug? Plug the hole inside in the Beast Titan.
Inside Zeke.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening this far. It's a long episode for just one episode, but it's kind of nice to do. Kind of give me a Jujutsu Kai quest like flashback, just talking one episode and somehow going on long tangents on an episode.
Also, you have so many theories and stuff, and it's really people love to hear. Oh, at least I know. I always love to hear people speculate. You're like a precious resource, like someone who doesn't know the ending of Attack on Titan.
I've been trying to hide it. I always see it on people discussing ending. I see the thing and I just try to click away from it.
You immediately look away.
But thank you all for listening. If you want more Attack on Titan, we have watched the live action movies, which are very interesting. You should listen to. Fun fact, Jim, I've been looking for the web series because the last thing we did, the first 2 movies, there's a 3-episode web series. It's on YouTube, but not subtitled. All 3 episodes are on YouTube, not subtitled.
Do we dare?
And so I wrote in the comments, I don't know what they're saying, but it sounds like what something Hanji would say in a way. I'm like, wow, okay, great, good job.
I think I too looked and I found that, and I looked at the quality. I was curious what the quality of the filming was going to be like, and it looked like a fucking soap opera, like
a Japanese drama, like with like the weird like camera.
Well, yeah, even American soap operas have that.
Yeah,
the high frame rate camera too.
Japan has that for like every live action thing. It's weird.
Yeah, so.
Even if we got that one
maybe we'll watch it.
That one thing with the Future Diaries live action, it looked like that too.
Yeah. So I think we actually got a comment recently that was like, please do Attack on Titan Junior High next.
We can.
I think the only 2 things we haven't done are technically this OVA series and Junior High. I think that
web series and Junior High. Okay.
For everything that's been like a release, like watchable, something that's not like manga or a game. I think we've covered almost everything Attack on Titan.
And we've live streamed the game. So.
We have live streamed one of them. I was referring to like all the weird like light novel spin-offs, visual novel.
The visual novel that was just we saw the OVA for that visual novel. Yeah. So
I'm curious if there's anything that we might have missed. So I know there's like a lot of like supplementary. I think they refer to it as auxiliary manga material.
If anybody knows like any other media that's like attainable from like unless there's like dojin, there's some really weird fucking dojins. Let us know.
That's the thing that I think I might have mentioned before, and I think there's more of them, but like the writer would include a lot of like after chapter gags that would be like running storylines,
like scroll things, but little, little shorts.
Similar to like how One Piece has like the cover
stories.
The cover stories.
I love those. Yeah,
I think he would do something similar, but they would be like totally unrelated. Like one is them in like a contemporary high school setting.
Interesting.
But unlike the gag show, which is the Junior High,
it'd be fun to watch.
I would like to try. It's funny too because that came out like when season 2 aired, so it's a lot of like Bertold is like a main character in it, I think, which is absolutely fucking hilarious to think about Bertold being like a main character.
Interesting, but yeah. And then you can check our weird side content out.
There's so much there. Yeah. If you are just joining us now for this, feel free and look back. We've covered every episode of Attack on Titan. We've done it.
We're gonna have some JoJo content soon. We're having a new Whole Horse chapter soon.
It's true.
After this episode, we're also gonna have, and like the month afterwards, we're gonna have 2 Iggy short story and Lisa one, which I'm super excited for.
I want to own that JoJo magazine. I want to find out how to like import it.
The one with Jolene or next month's one?
The JoJo magazine. The one that's, like that's where isn't that where the Lisa and Iggy one is going to be in?
No, I think it's the one after. I think because March, I think is when the JoJo magazine comes out.
Wait, is it? I think it's like the month. Whatever. I
don't know. Well, we could probably find it.
I would love to own that because I think that would be so cool to have just like the JoJo magazine.
But there's a lot of good content on the horizon.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know why I'm talking to you because you're interested in Attack on Titan stuff. People who are listening to this, but we're gonna do more JoJo stuff soon. So yeah,
well, a lot on the plate.
Yeah, coming up. The thing that we are named after.
Sure, but yeah. Other than that, That's more the plugging in our shit. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter. You can follow me and Jim separately. You can join our Discord, talk about Attack on Titan if you want. And I think it's all the plugs.
Oh, I will be. I'll be freaking.
Hopefully we can do another Attack on Titan game stream sometime soon as well, because I would love to play that again with you.
Yes, it's so.
The fact that I learned like way more mechanics now that I didn't know it wasn't taught to me in that game, it'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah, I would love to do another stream of that, honestly. We should do that. That'd be a lot of fun.
But yeah, and I think that's about everything. We spent a lot of time on this. I didn't think it'd go this long.
Yeah, this one's too long. We should wrap it up right now. Thank you so much for listening.
We'll see you next week, because I guess we're going to do these weekly.
If we can keep it up weekly, I'd love to. If we need to take an off week,
off week will probably be Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh my god, is that going to happen during this?
Probably. How many episodes? It's gonna go on to Super Bowl. So
there also might be like hiatus weeks. I remember that happened.
Oh, was there?
That happened once or twice.
I have no idea
time.
how the viewing of the final season part 1 went. So
before we end this, I just want to mention it because it's relevant. There actually was a very interesting thing that happened where a huge earthquake happened.
Oh yeah, I saw like big video, like people who streamed, and then it happened like.
Yeah, so the earthquake happened. This was like I can't remember what episode it was. It was somewhere during the final season part 1. Huge earthquake happened, so they stopped airing television that day, and they didn't like put
release the episode.
Yeah, they didn't release the episode for like a week. It was like I understand like it was a horrible earthquake happened, but it was so strange that they didn't put it up like
that. The other streaming platforms just didn't put the episode out.
Because I think it technically may have aired in some areas.
Weird,
but it was such like it was a huge earthquake that affected like a huge amount of people in Japan.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was very strange. It was very confusing.
Attack on Titan fans are like going crazy.
Yeah, people were furious. They wanted the new freaking episode.
It's funny, today I saw someone wearing a Levi hoodie. I was like...
Did you fist bump him?
No, I'd be like, they must be like depressed right now if they're anime only.
I actually found out that one of my coworkers watches Attack on Titan and is a huge fan of it, so love to see it.
Yeah, this is fun. It's that anime, like... we talked about before, it's like the anime... like talk of the town, like big
the water
cultural
cooler
event
show, yeah,
like similar to Game of Thrones. And
this is like I think totally Game of Thrones apt, like comparison wise,
especially with the end.
Yeah, we'll see. You only know.
I know, but
you only know the rumbling.
It's just how like people reacted to
the
ending. It's very similar.
Yeah. Also, Demon Slayer is huge too. This is a crazy season of anime.
Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen kind of blew up as well. So like, it's a shame we didn't get the movie. We didn't get the movie like we did with every other big show. But
yeah, I don't know what the deal with that is. Okay, we do need to actually end this. I'm sorry. Thank you again so much for listening. Have a nice week.
Yep, we'll see you next time.
Bye.